Greetings, folks. Saturday here. Hope you all are doing well today, wherever you are in the world. As the title says, this is the outro video for the level up video you guys just saw, or if you haven't seen it, I put it up last week. Basically, if you guys are new to these type of videos, what I normally do is add the outro video to the end of the level up video, just to basically talk about experiences and then answer some questions. But this time, I had a bit of a struggle trying to get that video rendered and finished. So I decided to go ahead and make the outro separate this time. But normally this type of video will be attached to the level up video, only the big level up video, all right, or the longer one, I should say. So basically what I'm going to do is I want to talk about a few things I've written down here. So I'm going to talk about the experience of the locations. If you guys, many of you been around, you understand what I mean. The different places I go to level up, practice the languages, the battlefields, the battlegrounds, if you will. I'm going to talk about those. And then the advice on choosing places and explain why. The method, explain. The effectiveness and the, the motivation. And then I'm going to give you guys, oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong list. Let me start this. Okay, experience of locations, advice on choosing places, the method, approach, effectiveness, staying motivated, and types of level up videos that I make in general. About my Jade, since I got a question about that from one of my followers. And then I'm going to show you guys a sample text, and this is part of the method that I use. All right, so let's go ahead and get this party started. So the first thing I want to talk about is the experience of the different locations. As you guys saw in the video, there were several places I went to. Normally, what I like to do is plan out before I go level up. I like to search for certain places during the week, particularly, so I know where to go when that day comes, so I won't waste any time. Okay, I get the directions. The address, the directions to that place, and then once the date comes, I can just go straight there. So I went to the first place in the video was the Filipino place. That wasn't my first time. I've been there before, but lately I've been getting a little more practice with Tagalog, so I decided to go back there and practice more with the guy. He didn't remember me at first, but we spoke before. But I think the first time I went, I didn't know that much Tagalog. Okay, so that was a good place to go to. The second place I went to was, I was with my buddy Daryl. Where did we go the second time? Oh, we went to the Somali Mall. Here in Columbus, we have a lot of Somali malls, restaurants. I mean, we have the second largest population of the Somali people in the U.S., so it's understandable. But we went there. Somali is my most active language right now. That was a great experience. I got beat up a little bit, but as I always say, when you're taking this type of approach, you got to expect to get beat up. You got to be willing to take some shots, but you have to be able to absorb them at the same time and keep moving forward. So I took some shots. I got beat up a little bit, but at the end of the day, I won because I finished the mission. I got the Somali in, I got the experience, and that's all that counts. All right. The next place we went to was, what was it? Was it the mall? Yeah, we went to the mall. The mall was pretty good. We got Tagalog in there. We got a little Turkish, a little French, a little Chinese, Korean. It was pretty good. I like going to malls. Anything else about that experience? It was just funny though. It's funny. Certain encounters, especially the LeBron James comment, pretty hilarious. What the Turkish guy said about my buddy Daryl. It's just funny to me. But yeah, it was a good experience. Got some good practice, and yeah. So then the experience points. So what was the next place? So the mall. Oh, and an international market we went to. International market, as usual, was a good place because you have a variety of foreigners. You can get pretty much any language in if you stay there long enough. I think we were there for like, it may have been 45 minutes to an hour. We were there for a long time. I remember when I went back and edited the video, I had to cut out a whole bunch of parts, dead parts, where we weren't really talking to anyone. We were just walking around. When we got there, it seemed to be like dead. I mean, the place wasn't busy, but like as it got later, more people started to come. The Filipinos came, Vietnamese, and it was very interesting. So we went to the international place, and then the last place we went to was the Chinese restaurant. Now, this is quite funny because I didn't really expect to go to that place. Originally, what we were going to do was go to the we were going to go to the Indian place, an Indian restaurant right across, like literally right across from that Saraga International Market. We were going to go there, but at that time, I was wearing my hat with the camera, and I wanted to cool down. So I said, you know what, let's drive around for a little bit, let my camera cool down, and then we'll come back to the Indian place. So we drove around, and I was showing Daryl around to different places on Morse Road because I don't think he was familiar with the place. He just moved back from Virginia, and we were just happened to be there where Happy Dragon was, the name of the Chinese restaurant. He said, you know what, let's get some Chinese food. So that's how we came about going to that place. It was very funny because I didn't expect to get Vietnamese in there with a customer. That was that was a really fun experience. Then that wasn't my first time. I spoke with that guy before. He remembered who I was, which was amazing to me because it was like a year ago when I went back when I went to that place. So it was a very good experience, and yeah. So those are all the locations I went to in that video. The second thing I'll talk about is advice on choosing places. When you choose these places, you got to consider your level in certain languages and consider the approach, how you're going to do this. Because for one, if you're just starting off on a language, especially if you're using, what was that? If you're using my method, my approach, then you have to choose places where you can go back more than one time because you need the repetition. Okay, the repetition is the mother. What do they say in Russian? I can't remember the Russian idiom. They say повторение. What does they say? It's I think it's повторение, mat учение, or something like that. The mother repetition is the mother of the studying, or something like that. But you need repetition. You need to use things over and over again until you become comfortable. So I'll advise you, if you're a beginner, you need to find places where you can go to more than once. Because if you, like for example, if you're learning Thai and you only have one place to go practice Thai, a Thai restaurant, then you're going to have a problem because you want to you're going to go there one time, you can use all that stuff, and then when you go back, you're not going to be able to have a further conversation. So it's important for you to find places where you can go to more than once, or go like multiple places. Okay, and then once you get better, then you can start choosing. You can go back to the same place and have further your conversation. I mean, you don't even have to go back to the same place. You can go to a new place, but you know what I mean. Make sure you can find multiple places. Now, if you can't find multiple places, restaurants, I highly advise you to go to libraries, especially universities and international markets if you have them, and malls. Those places, I mean, you go to the mall every weekend, there's going to be new people there. You're going to meet some new Thai people. I mean, that's just how it is. That's how it is with a mall and with a library and a university, especially universities, because they have so many different students. You're not going to be meeting the same people every time. I mean, you may meet them by chance, but in general, you're going to meet a lot more of those native Thai speakers. So you need to choose wisely and just make sure before you go on these missions, make sure you can find multiple places. That way you won't lose motivation. Say, oh man, I can't talk about more stuff. So what am I going to do? You have other places to go to. So it's that simple. Let me see, choosing places. Okay, so yeah, choose your places wisely. Now I'm going to talk about the method, approach, the effectiveness, and staying motivated. So for those of you, I know many of you have been around for a long time, you know that I have this FLR method. And basically, if you don't know about this method, let me break it down. Basically, when I have two levels of this method. The first method, or the first level, is basically questions and answers, building sentences, okay? Keywords, all right? And when you're working through that stuff, you need repetition. You have to use it over and over and over again until you become comfortable. Listen to the material and then use it with native speakers. So basically, you have questions and answers. Now, when you see me in these videos, you see that, and I'm showing the people who are following my approach of how this is done. when you see me go to these places, you notice that every time I go to a different place, it's always the same questions and answers every time. You see, every single time, same questions and answers. So you get to practice all of those sentences that you made at home with the native speakers. And yeah, you pretty, if you follow the approach, you know, for the most part, what they're going to ask you, because I mean, that's just how it is. When you approach any native, they ask you those questions. Where are you from? Why do you want to learn a language? Where did you learn the language? Have you been to the country? You know, this stuff. This is part of my method. This is my approach. And this is why you guys see me talking about the same stuff every time, because that's the method. That's the FLR method for the first level. Once you get to level 2, then you start furthering conversation. Okay, that's just how it is. All right, and it's very motivating because it's very effective. First of all, it's very effective. When you do that, you use it with someone face to face. Okay, I mean, you can make a video, a spoken practice video, and using the video, and that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're face to face with a native speaker, using that stuff is more effective, because they ask you the questions. So stuff is coming back. They're throwing stuff at you. They ask you how long you've been doing this for, and you can, you know, you can answer back with what you were using at home, what you learned at home. I've been learning for 2 months, 3 months, or whatever. You see, that's why it's so effective. Now, the motivation part, very motivating, because when you start, most people, when you get this feedback from native speakers, it's like you see how happy they are. Okay, they're happy that you're trying to learn their language. They ask you these questions. Oh, wow, where'd you learn? Blah blah blah. You know, they ask you these questions, and it's very motivating. It gets you pumped up. You want to go home, hit the books again, and then go back out and do it again. Because we all know, and I think we can all agree on this, if you don't have motivation, I repeat, if you don't have motivation, you can forget about it. You're not going to learn anything. Okay, if you don't have this motivation, there's no way that you're going to continue. You can force yourself, but then it's going to become like work, and it's stressful. So you need motivation. And for me, part of my method is going out, leveling up in this way. Okay, getting this feedback from native speakers, them being happy, that sparks something inside of me that makes me very, very motivated to keep going. Okay, so if you're the type of person, you know, that loses motivation, then you need to, will be good for you, because you know, if you've seen from the videos, if you go back and watch the previous, all the level up videos I made, 99% of the time are positive situations. Okay, people are happy. That's motivating. You know, and I'm pretty sure many of the audience, many of you, you know, many of you that are watching, you guys are getting motivated at the same time. You're not even there with the native. So that's why it's very motivating to do that. That's why I like doing it. And I'm showing you guys that when you do it, you're going to have the same effect, or the same vibes, same energy. Okay, so that's the method. That's the method. That's a part of my method, and that's how it's effective, and how it keeps me motivated. All right. Types of level up videos I made. Now, I want to talk about this because it seems that there are new people to this. You know, I get new people every day to my channel, and they're wondering, like, what's up with these level up videos? Like, what's going on? You got like these different type of level up videos. I don't understand. So let me break this down for you. I talked about this before, but let me do it again. So basically, I have 3 types. I have 3 types of level up videos. The first level up video I have is the one that I just put up yesterday. That one is 2 hours long, like the Daniel Jackson, if you will, type. Okay, those long videos where it's just, I'm just getting a whole bunch of languages in. All right. I have those, which I only make once a month, because it takes a lot of work and effort to edit the video and add subtitles. So those you will see every month. Okay. Then I have the weekly level up videos, where I go to places, and those videos are only like 25, 30 minutes. They're like, they're similar to the longer videos, but they're shorter. All right. Then I have the verbal boxing videos. Now, the verbal boxing video, I'll do 2 things with these type of videos. Basically, the first thing I do is I choose a language that I want to just level up on. Like, for example, I just did one, the last verbal boxing video was for Somali. I chose Somali just to focus on that and nothing else. Okay, get that in for at least an hour. Those videos are an hour long. All right. And I like to do that for languages that I want to just like, I want to just focus on that particular language and for the whole hour for the extra practice. Then the second thing is for the language that I have a better level in, a higher level in, where I further conversation. So I've been getting some comments, people asking me, why don't you go into further deeper conversation? Why are you talking about the same stuff? I just explained to you about the repetition. That's why you see that in those other type of videos. But with this verbal boxing video, the conversations will be much more in depth. Okay. So, I mean, if you're watching these videos, and you're one of those people who are wondering why I'm doing, why it's so repetitive, and you want to hear deeper conversations, then you may want to look out for the verbal boxing videos. Okay, those videos are where I'm going to get further, where I'm going to get deeper in the conversation. All right, so those are the videos you want to look out for. So yeah, I just want to break those down so you guys can understand what's going on here. All right, the next thing, what we have about my jade. Someone asked me, well, what's up with this? Why do Chinese people, why do they keep asking you, commenting on your jade? Basically, I have different types of jade. Like this one, this is the most recent one I got. I wear like Buddhism jade. Like it's different every time. But anyway, when I wear this, it's like, because it's especially Chinese culture, when they see that, they get interested. They say, oh, he's wearing jade. And then I have my bracelets. I have jade bracelets. They always comment on these. So that's what when you see people commenting, that they're seeing this jade that I wear on a daily basis. All right. And then that's it. That's basically it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make a transitional video into the sample text so you guys can see what I'm talking about for my method for level 1 and then level 2. Okay. So I think that is it for this.
All right, for the sample that I talked about in the previous video I made, the outro video, basically I have 2 levels. Like I said, I'm going to use Somali here just as an example. So for level 1, basically I have original files. And by the way, these are updated. I'm in a process of updating these files. So if you've purchased any of these before, you want to notice that they're different. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, you're going to notice that they're different. I have it laid out differently now, basically more hand-holding for the student. So it's easier to use and it's more structured. So for example, I have the original files here for Somali level 1. I have an English translation, questions and answers, and PDF, the level 1 video instructions, and these are just audio files. These are all the audio files for the questions and answers. Okay, that's for those of you who purchased in the past. That's what it looks like. That's what you have. Now, what I have here is, you see, there are a total of 8 weeks of material in level 1. At least 8 weeks. I like to say 3 months because life happens. Sometimes you may not be able to study every day, so you may need extra time. Also, it's not a bad idea to go back through all the other material as a review before moving on to the next level. So 8 weeks, 2 months. I have a structure. So for example, week 1 material, you have this is week 1 material for Somali. Is that right? Oh yeah, that's right. The thing that's missing here is the audio. Like I said, I'm in a process of updating the file. So when they're updated, you will see an audio file here for all of the content. So week 1, this is what it looks like. So I've actually cut the original files up for you into 6 sets of questions and answers. All right. You have 6 questions and answers, and then you have the keywords here, and then you have extra material to incorporate with the above material. The difficulties, incorporating difficulties with keywords, samples here, how to incorporate those. And this is what you'll be working on for the entire week. Now, every week you're going to notice that this is the same, like the extra material to incorporate with above material. You will get this for all weeks, all the same, audio included. Okay. So those questions and answers I spoke about are here. You see, who's teaching you Somali? Who taught you Somali? Who did you learn Somali from? Who is your teacher? What is your name? What is your reason for learning Somali? You see, so that's what I spoke about. Okay, now that's week 1, and like I said, let's see, week 2, same deal. You will, and again, you will have an audio file here for all this content. So again, you have questions and answers, keywords, extra material to incorporate with above material. You see that? So 8 weeks and with different material, different questions and answers. And then the 8th week, the 8th week is the introduction. Okay. So basically this is what it looks like. These aren't questions and answers. I just broke up the introduction so you can work with that. So for example, when you get to week 8, Monday, you will spend Monday working with this part of the text, listening to the audio. So basically what you will do is what you will be doing is breaking this up, making up your own sentences, you know, just, you know, making up your own sentence with the content here. You'll understand, like, and I talked about it more in the instructional video, you know, if you decide to purchase this. But this is what week 8 looks like. Introduction broken up. So Monday you'll be working on this part. Then Tuesday you work on this second part. Wednesday you work on the third part. Thursday you work on the fourth part. The reading. Oh, sorry. No, that's it. Yeah, that's right. So that's it for week 8. What else we have here? And this is the updated instructional tutorial video. All right. Very important to watch, by the way, when you get this. So that's that. And let me just show you something with the original file so you can see what I did here. So before, when if you purchased this course before, you notice that this is how yours was laid out. You had all the questions and answers laid out like this. Okay, you had your keywords, you had the stock phrases, the difficulties, and the introduction. And basically what the student was to do was choose. You had to make up your own schedule. You basically had to choose the question and answers that you wanted to work on over the 8 weeks, over the 3 months course period. So I thought it would, you know, it's always good to change it up, and I figured that it would be easier for the student if I broke it up into different weeks and to just have a structure. That way, once you watch the instructional video, you start on week 1, you have all the week 1 material there, and you just spend the whole week on that, and then you can move on easily without having to break up audio, find questions and answers. It's not as tedious as it used to be. It's a little more, or not a little more, but a lot more efficient than before. So that's that. I just want to show you that for the original files. And then let me just show you a level 2 real quick. Level 2 basically is the same. I'll show you the original files here. Level 2 readings. I'll show you that first. These are the level 2 readings. Audio. You have your English. You have your Somali right there. You see, this is how it looked before for the student. So I would say it was a little bit more difficult to work with because you had to find your own way to well, not way, but you had to figure like your own schedule on how you would work with this text. Now look what I've done. Go to the new files. In like week 1, you have your audio files for week 1, part 1. Well, first of all, let me open this so you won't be confused. So week 1, just how I showed you with that introduction, for week 8 in level 1, this is the same concept. So when you start week 1, this is what you're going to be working with during the entire week. You see the numbers, the Monday for 1, 2, Tuesday, 3, Wednesday, 4, Thursday, 5, Friday, and 6, Saturday or Sunday. So basically, you're going to spend a whole day working with this. And of course, you can incorporate the level 1 material with it. I'll get in much more depth in the instructional video. But this is how it looks. The readings are broken up now and easier to work with. So that's that. You have 6 parts. And when you come over here, before you click on this, you'll have audio files. So Right now I have, this is part 1, and I believe this is part 2. Yeah, part 2. So you'll have a total of 6. I'm still in the process of updating. I need to add all the audio files and they'll be finished. So that's what it looks like, and that's what I talked about in that video. So yeah, that is it. Just want to show you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. As usual, thanks for viewing, and you guys have a great weekend.